Hi guys and welcome to Full Moon's Rise. We're here today with
Frankie
and Sammy. We're going to get straight into it with some very unfortunate artist deaths.
Yeah, sadly we've lost two members of the Magic the Gathering community. Chris Rush, who's famous for the original art on Black Lotus and the original Mana Leak. And Wayne England, who's also famous for doing Warhammer artwork, who did what you'll be most familiar with, the command cycles. So that was a great loss to the community and we're genuinely upset about it.
Unfortunately, it's something that will happen, but it's a sad thing, a sad time.
So moving on to something more cheerful.
Yeah, so you guys may have already seen that there's going to be an Eternal Master set. So Wizards weren't just happy with Modern Masters, they printed Eternal Masters. It's going to be released on June the 10th, 2016. It's already had 2 spoiled cards, which have been confirmed because Wizards released them themselves on their actual website. So there'll be a new Force of Will with new artwork and Wasteland as well with new artwork.
Straight up value.
Okay, so we've kind of made a few predictions of what we want. Well, not necessarily what we want, but what we think we're going to see. We think we're going to have Liliana of the Veil in there. We think we're going to have a Snapcaster in there. Possibly Jitte, maybe Mind Sculptor, and possibly Batterskull as well. But we want to know what you think is going to be spoiled in Eternal Masters coming up. So if you want to chuck your cards that you think they'll be around in Eternal Masters in the comments and have a little discussion about it, that'll be awesome. Moving on to the next part we're talking about is the Conspiracy set, which has also been spoiled to be released just after, I think, the Eternal Master set.
Yeah, we get 2 sets this summer. 2
special sets, which is very interesting that Wizards will do this. It's going to be released in the summer again, and we've had images of Brago, which you may remember from the old Conspiracy set, basically sitting on a throne, and then the next day Wizards released a picture of him being dethroned by someone.
By someone with a sort of a ghostly pink knife.
Yeah, so possibly someone that works for
Marchesa.
Our lovely lady.
Looking at you.
But we'll find out. There's just today, before we set up to film, there's been another release, hasn't there? Another image release.
Yeah, it was the empty throne with Brago's crown on it with some sort of knight lady. I didn't recognise her from the last Conspiracy.
No, neither did I. So it might be a new character. So it'll be interesting to see.
Okay. So those are the summer sets we've got coming up this year. As you know, the next set coming out is Shadows over Innistrad. And we've got a few theories about Shadows over Innistrad, especially now that a red card was leaked and the flavour text on it says, "As Zendikar has bled, so will Innistrad. As I have suffered, so will Sorin." And it's Nahiri that says it.
Yeah, it's officially quoted on the card, but because it's not an official spoiler, we're treating it sort of like just as a curious sort of step into the lore at the moment.
Yeah, because we're sort of all about lore here. I mean, we enjoy the game as well, but so we have some speculations about this. Obviously, back in Khans, Ugin chatted to Sorin and he was like, "Hey, you should go and find Nahiri." And Sorin was like, "A little bit awkward," and it was left a bit open-ended as to what happened to her. And there's a couple of theories we have about that. The first is that Nahiri might be so annoyed at Sorin because there's a theory going around that first there was a theory going around that Sorin and Nahiri was absent. Now the speculation is that Sorin took Nahiri's spark and used it to sort of ignite Absinthe, bring her to life. So there's that theory. There's also a theory that maybe because of that or for some other reason, Nahiri has bound herself to Emrakul. Now we're seeing this come into play in the Shadows over Innistrad trailer. If you remember, we talked about this before. The Absinthe symbol on the roof of the church bends, and at first we thought that might be because of Emrakul, because the Eldrazi do the distorting thing, and now we think it might be a combination of Emrakul and Nahiri, either or.
It might be Emrakul, Nahiri using Emrakul's power.
Because, obviously Nahiri being Stoneforge Mystic, the Lithomancer, all to do with masonry, so I don't know, we'll see what happens there.
Interesting enough, the card that this flavor text was spelled on was called Structural Distortion as well.
So it ties in.
Also is kind of tied in all together. So that's our theory, but we want to hear what your theory is. Basically, from this piece of text we're taking, Nahiri is really pissed. What do you think is going to be happening in Shadows over Innistrad as the plot line?
So this leads nicely on to the next bit of Magic the Gathering news. You probably all know the set after Shadows over Innistrad is going to be Eldritch Moon. And the reason this ties in nicely and with Shadows over Innistrad is now we think Emrakul might be there. It sort of ties back into Shadows over Innistrad because H.P. Lovecraft did a piece of work called Shadow over Innsmouth, and we all know H.P. Lovecraft's sort of reputation with the Eldritch gods, Cthulhu and the Elder Gods and all that sort of jam. Linking back to our Eldrazi and the jam. So yeah, we think that's all means it's almost confirmed that Emrakul will be an Eldritch Moon.
Basically.
Big old Eldritch horrors. And that will be coming out on July the 22nd. We have a date for that already.
Yeah, so we've got so much to look forward to coming up at the moment.
That's 4 spicy sets.
4 really interesting sets. Very, very interesting lore coming up as well, if you're a bit of a lore buff. And just some really interesting cards.
Thank you for joining us for Formula's Rise. You'll see us again in a couple of weeks. Don't forget to leave in the comments what you think will be in Eternal Masters and what your theories on Shadows over Innistrad are. So until then, don't forget to release your untapped potential.
Thank you very much for watching our latest video. As you may already know, we do giveaways, event coverage, our long-term Magic the Gathering story series, and also more sketches. Click on the following links if you'd like to view any more of those, and don't forget, if you enjoyed the content, to like, comment and subscribe.